Hakeem Jeffries will become the next leader of the Democrats in the House of Representatives, of course, taking the place of Nancy Pelosi. He makes history in two big ways. Before we get to that, though, I want to warn you about what's coming a little bit later in the segment, and that is that a Newsmax host, far right-wing network, is unhappy with the fact that Hakeem Jeffries is getting this position of power. Specifically, because you can be unhappy with whoever you want being a powerful person. But the reason is because he's a very extreme candidate, because we knew they weren't going to pick a non-white person. You'll see what I mean in a second here, but first, here's the story being discussed from Newsmax, specifically the part about it being historic. The win on Wednesday will make Jeffries the first black individual to be named a leader of a political party in the U.S. Congress. Heather Cagle of Punchbowl News also pointed out on Twitter that at 52 years old, Jeffries will be the youngest congressional leader. So both of those are significant. As we talk about a lot, representation in positions of power means something. It really does. Because when you are someone and the country of people that we have that look up to leaders in some form or another and see representation of their identity, whatever it is, that matters, that's significant. And then also on the generational conversation, it's good, we've been calling for a while, a new generation of leaders to get into power, and that is what Hakeem Jeffries is. I will say, in case you're wondering, I definitely have criticisms of his policies, of certain things in the past, and we'll have plenty of time as he leads the Democratic Party to make those criticisms going forward. But for now, just to kind of get to the climax of this story, here is him responding to this news, and then we'll look at the Newsmax host in just a bit.
As we move forward, get stuff done, make life better for everyday Americans. We look forward to finding opportunities to partner with the other side of the aisle and work with them whenever possible, but we will also push back against extremism whenever necessary.
Absolutely. And the Democratic Party has taken different forms throughout the years. Right now, I would say we're more in a progressive direction than we have been at some points, for many points in the past, for most of the past. And the accomplishments we've seen recently have been really good. So hopefully that's the direction that Hakeem Jeffries pushes in. Not that he's the most progressive person in the world, but again, plenty of discussions to be had in the future. Here now is the Newsmax host. Just take a look for yourself.
Me now to talk more about this. Good to see you, Aaron. It's a pretty radical choice. I'm not surprised, because you knew it wasn't going to be a white guy. I think we all knew that. But it's a very extreme choice.
So that's the only part you need to see. I don't want to have to hear from these people any more than that. But he's a really extreme choice, which, and this is him speaking, which isn't that surprising because we knew it wasn't going to be a white person. What? Is that the only way that you can have a moderate decision or a moderate candidate?
Apparently so.
We knew it wasn't going to be moderate. We knew it was going to be extreme because it was going to be a non-white person. What? That is insane. And he said that way too easily.
Yeah, with
that
a straight face.
Boom, came right out of his mouth. No problem at all. But that's where his head is at, and that's where apparently much of his audience's head is at, because that's who he's trying to please. And that's the analysis. Not, let's look at the history of his policy stances and maybe that can make him radical, or not. Let's dive into how we think in this way or this way he would be a bad leader. No, he's radical because he's a non-white person. Absolutely horrible. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get access to an extra full show every Saturday that only members can see, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley, and there is a link in the description.